Okay, howdy y'all. I'm gonna be playing some Disco Elysium, role-playing mystery game where you play a cop who got so drunk they literally forgot who they were. I think my guy's name is Harry or something. He doesn't know his name. Before I start, where were we last time? So there's a hanged man. Very much corpse. He's sitting there for like a week. Seems to have some. Let's turn that music down for a little bit. The hanged man. See, he was hung with sort of an industrial webbing thing that's used by the harbor to deal with, I think, like airships or something. Um, the footprints around the hanged man had sort of steel-toed work boot imprints on them. And the hanged man was wearing armor, like heavy-duty armor, and I have information to track down where it was made. Need to follow up on that. Also had tattoos on them that appeared maybe to have religious significance. So this might be a hate crime, who knows? There's also an issue with the harbor being shut down because the unions shut it down, and there is conflict between the union and the scabs slash the owners of the docks. So that might be an angle as well. We still have the issue of the dead man's clothes being in the garbage dump that supposedly only owners or employees of the nearby bar had the key to, but I don't know if that's easier to get into or not. And then away from the case, and also it seems like nobody saw anything about this hanging, which is making me think that maybe it wasn't like a lynching in public, but rather they got strangled somewhere else and then were moved there, which is a possibility, but I won't know until I get the corpse down for a full autopsy. And as said, it's hung up by just like an industrial strength steel reinforced band, and the tree itself is too rickety to climb, so we're gonna need to find something to cut him down. On the character's more personal note, it turns out that I wasn't a terrible, just garbage cop like I first thought I was when I started playing, but actually was a really good cop who is dealing with some burnout, which is an interesting direction to take the story. The cop had an ex, I think, literally fainted when he smelled the postcard from her. Don't know if she's dead or just gone. And I'm still missing my badge. I am still missing my gun. I know that somebody bought my gun because I pawned my gun. Yeah.
I mean, no badge.
No badge, no gun, but everybody, they recognize my voice on the radio. And Kumo.
Oh yeah.
I leveled up my
Fuck, does Kuno care?
I leveled up my empathy specifically so that I could get back into this conversation and get into his head. Alright. Okay, I did back down from him. Mason, an even check. 58%. Yeah, let's do this.
It's not Kuno. It's Kuno S.
What does that mean?
Kuno S is by far the worst of the two. Kuno has no problem being near you, but the other hides behind the fence, afraid for her life, like she's done something. She came up with that psychopathic scheme of screaming for help before. Kuno just wanted to talk to you about his name. Kuno S was the one who wound him up and directed him. Also, Kuno hasn't stopped talking to you, even enjoys it from time to time. When you talk to the other one, it's like talking to a cornered animal. She only hisses and says murder was the case that they gave her. All in all, Kuno respects madness. You cannot hope to outdo her on that front. You must win yourself a few minutes with him alone.
Any ideas? Disembodied voice in my head? Oh no, that's just replay everything. Is that everything? Replay everything?
Kuno is by far the
Oh, yeah,
worst.
that's
She
replay
came all in all. Kuno respects madness.
Alright, let's try and
You
separate
cannot
them.
hope to outdo her on that front.
Fuck you whispering about?
He's whispering too. He's going with it. But watch what happens.
Fuck you whispering about!
She puts extra stress onto that word, expecting it will make you uncomfortable.
Okay.
If Kuno wants to whisper, he's gonna fucking whisper, okay? Let's whisper, pig.
Okay.
This is it. You've got him. But be careful. You can still fuck this up. Don't make Kuno look bad in this.
Okay. Let's see. I don't want to tell Kuno that she's trying to control him because he's going to say that he can't be controlled. I don't want to say that she's terrifying or crazy scary. I think I want to go with the last one, which is phew, I'm glad she's out of our hair. She's fucked up.
Or you may want to go with number 2, Peter, because he said he respects crazy.
He does. I don't want him to respect her.
Well, no, but he does. He respects that about her, and you can't out-crazy her.
Exactly, which is why I don't want to emphasize the fact that she's crazy. I don't want to emphasize that he should be listening to her.
Yeah, but calling her fucked up? I don't know.
I think.
She's not fucked up. Everyone's fucked up. Stop judging shit.
Wrong move. But he's whispering still. You haven't lost him. Just don't mess up again. Or you will. There are no guarantees here.
Shoot, okay. Yeah, we'll call her crazy scary.
Crazy? You don't know the half of it. She's not crazy. She's insane. Dangerous. She's smoked a man. She's done people in. Probably even pigs.
Stop talking to him! Kuno, I'm fucking warning you! You're gonna get us into shit!
She understands what you're trying to do.
Yo, see? Did Kuno not tell ya? Kuno told ya. Kuno talks to whoever he wants. Talk, pig. Kuno's got it under control.
You did it. They're separated. He's even turned his back to her, so she can't read his lips.
Okay. You think she has anything to do with the dead man?
Yeah, she would have liked to fuck him up, but she didn't. Kuno wasn't around, and C was with Kuno.
Where were you?
Look, Kuno's gonna put you at ease. We didn't do it.
He speaks the truth, my liege.
Okay. Cool. Well, what's that language she uses?
Fuck knows. She says it's the song of her people or some shit.
What people?
Crazy people. The fucking Nakis. I don't know.
Sounds boreal, like something from the tundra and tiger-covered cutler, Isola. Far, far away from here. As far as possible, really.
Yeah, this isn't important.
Sure, interesting things aren't important. Only your cop thing is.
Thank you, Encyclopedia.
Oh, fine. He said she's insane?
Yeah, she's psycho. None of that kiddie psycho. Cat burning shit. She does the real deal.
Yeah, no, we're overstretched as it is. The police department of this world does not have time to be chasing down every...
Yeah, not real killers and psychos. No.
I've already got a dead body. My character got
Yeah.
so burnt out that he drunk himself
so-
into oblivion.
Oh, so you don't want to deal with someone else?
I'm just saying we gotta narrow down our focus to what we can deal with. Can't take everything on our plate. That's how we got to the point where we got so drunk we forgot our name.
No. That just literally could have been you just had too much drink, you forgot. Like you could be the cop that drinks all the time. Your body just happened to react this one time and erase everything.
Nah, man, there's a lot
Oh,
back
okay.
there. Yeah, no, it's pretty clear this guy had a major breakdown.
Yeah, but the way his face looks, he's been having major breakdowns for the past 20 years.
Yeah, which is why now's a good time to start, cutting it off and figuring out where his limits are.
Alright, good luck.
Okay, let's go whoa and see if he talks.
Yeah,
Okay, what's the real deal?
snuff radio shit. Believe me, pig, you don't want to know.
And he doesn't even want to think about it. This isn't just another boast.
Is she your sister or your... No, she's not her sister. He's not.
Well, but if you look at the bottom, it says conclude, so I think you can ask any of those questions and be fine.
Well, not necessarily. I can still take hits to my morale,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
and I can still mess things up for later.
I see. So that's your health basically, and you. It's not that you go into fights or battles or anything like that. It's more about dialogue and how your psyche handles it.
The psyche, and I mean, I can take physical damage. I can take 1 physical damage.
Oh.
I don't know if I die when that runs out or what. But yeah. How are you dealing with this, Kumo?
How's Kuno dealing? Kuno's dealing just fine. He doesn't need you fucking with any of it. C doesn't either. Kuno's got this shit under control.
Okay, well, if you need backup, I'm here.
Listen. C is Kuno's go-to. Kuno's protecting her. You fuck with C, you fuck with Kuno. You threaten her, you threaten to take her away.
This is what it all comes down to. He needs you to take him seriously now.
I'm going to kill you. I'll run when you put the cuffs on her, sneak up on you later, and fuck you up. You understand?
I can respect that.
Alright, now we can do business.
Business?
Yeah? What do you want? Kuno can hook you up with...
Don't hook him up with shit, Kuno.
See? Relax. He respects the Kuno. Kuno made him respect the Kuno. You respect the Kuno, you get all kinds of shit.
Does all kinds of shit include information?
Kuno's gonna get you hooked on illegal narcotics if you run a little errand for the Kuno. Get you hooked, pig. Get his hook in you. Then Kuno gonna get you hooking for more. Cash in big style. Pig hooker.
Really selling it, Kuno.
And shit, you can even fuck back in Kuno's kingdom. That fucking pile of eternite. It's a secret door, okay? Just pull it up and you can fuck into Kuno's shack.
Okay, I'd like to discuss the body with you, Kuno.
The fuck about it?
You know where his armor went?
Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor.
Why not?
Kuno's fucking's got one big thing wrong with him. He's a fucking mutant.
Okay.
Look at him. Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for any man. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away.
What do you mean you threw it away?
Kuno tried to get the helmet on. It was too big. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style. That shit means nothing to Kuno.
Could you be a little more specific about where in the sea you threw it? I'm not caring so much about your petty drug dealing right now, man.
Yeah? That shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material shit. Kuno's a fucking monk.
Yeah, real aesthetic, this one.
You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit at the gate.
Why? What do you mean the troubadour?
Yeah, cock and boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker? Came around talking about cows or some shit? Came around pretending like he cares about cows. So yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here pretending like he likes cows. Trying to catch a peep at Kuno's armor. Go to the gate, ask him yourself.
Curious, my liege. Why didn't Kuno feed you this information?
That's a good question, Self. And why are you telling me this, Kuno?
Yeah, Kuno's doing charity today. Kuno Day. Kuno feels sorry for you two loser pigs. Kuno's doing pity now.
Hey, I'll take it. And still talking, Peter, have sufficient ego to not really care what a 12-year-old, or I don't know, what do you think, 14?
Oh, yeah.
A 14-year-old boy thinks of him.
Possibly 12.
And I'm betting that this cop, Harry, Henry, whatever, has also got far worse things to think about than what a 14-year-old boy thinks of him.
Still, seems suspicious. He may have it in for that guy. Or you may be paranoid. That is also a possibility, sire.
Okay. You see anyone suspicious around?
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to Kuno.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno.
Looks like you're a fagari now, whatever that means. The suspicious question doesn't really work in antagonistic situations.
I think we already know that all the contusions on his body were caused by him throwing rocks
You're
at it.
testing Kuno's patience here.
Get lost,
Let's see. Yeah. I think that's...
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Okay. Of course he does. There's a shack over there, but I don't really care about that. I think the next lead to follow up on is to figure out where this armor came from.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Let's pick up the radio.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
You run a serial number from a pair of armored boots for me.
Sure, officer. What's the number? And the make of the armor, if you know it.
I will tell you that information.
Got it. I'll contact the ICP database immediately. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully they'll have dug up something useful by then.
The International Collaboration Police, ICP, is an inter-Isoleri law enforcement service, the crown jewel in the moral intern diadem, alongside EPIS and the coalition government.
Alright. Done with the radio.
57, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Okay. Running the number. Where is the rest of the armor? Join us. The harbor gates. Okay. Let's go there.
I love how in-game characters always just kind of happily jogging. They never roll over.
G'day to you, officers.
Always hustling it.
You're not the one I'm looking for. Where was he? Harbor Gates. I thought that was the Harbor Gates. Maybe this is it? It's a drawbridge. That's sewers. Presumably those sewers are not suspiciously spacious. You know what? I'm glad they happily jog everywhere, because going at a normal walking pace would be just agony. Not happy. You're not
striking woman leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets. A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Jolly Miss. I mean, that seems maybe close enough in Kuno speak?
Good afternoon, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
Let's go ahead and shake the hand.
I'm glad to see you here.
Tight and cold, yeah, no, she's a...
Just like her heart.
she's a fish person.
Like steel, there is strength there. If she wanted, she could sink her nails deep into your skin.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
I cannot assure you of that, but okay.
There's a trace of irony in his voice. Mischief, even. The lieutenant is hatching some scheme.
Kim, are you a practical jokester? Please tell me, because I, again, lost all my memory. I have no idea. Okay.
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation, and the full cooperation of the Wild Pines Group.
You're on a boat.
Let's start with, like... I think we can recognize she's on a boat.
It'll just, I know, but it would totally, like, reconfirm or reaffirm the fact that you have some kind of condition going on.
I think, tell me about Wild Pines. What are they?
What we do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
Okay, so what do they do?
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the original Revacholian Indo-tribes. Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain himself, centuries ago. The king is long gone, but several of the Indo-tribes remain.
You're in a good company, it seems.
Why, thank you.
How much money does it have? She's not going to tell me the truth. If it was
I'm not
relevant.
at liberty to discuss the company
now I
balance
get it.
sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
A billion?
Wow.
That means nothing to me.
The money I owe is so much less than that. Oh, now I think we go, wow.
20 billion is a large number, but the conglomerate employs 72,000 people. They all need to be paid. Then there are capital improvements, interest payments. A conglomerate the size of the Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It's a tremendous responsibility.
Okay, as much as I want to be investigating them, just like with Kuno, I need to focus.
She
in-
nods.
Need to focus on the dead body. What can you tell me about the strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
Aww,
Being sarcastic.
but trade secrets are the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Well, what is your role?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
I'm sure this is a useful way to negotiate.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place.
Okay. That's, totally a coincidence.
Now they won't even let me into the harbor. There's a 2-meter 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Sorry. Oh, I want to ask about the talks, but let's... Who's the behemoth?
What can I say? The union employs a giant covered in tattoos. A racist giant. I guess that's part of their big tent organization now.
I mean, I want to support the union, but I guess I can't.
You can.
I'm not going to support a racist union.
Well, are you sure they're racist?
I actually don't know. Hey, that's right. The only thing I've got for going for...
You're believing a multi-billion-dollar company that might be anti-union?
You got a fair point. Okay, how were the talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
Man, such concessions. Medical plans.
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
What are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker, a member of the board.
Okay, so they want partial ownership of the company.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
Over-aggressive commie posturing. I mean, I like it, but alienating her is not a good idea. I gotta focus on the dead man. Forget it. I want to ask you about something else.
She nods.
Did you put the scabs at the gate there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrog, come to plead for work where the union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least.
That is notably not a no. Well,
you need a warrant for any of this stuff. Like, what's going on?
I don't know how the legal system works here.
That's true, fair point.
Also,
There may not be judges.
I mean, I didn't bring her in. I didn't arrest her. I'm just asking questions.
It's implied she's open to discussing this matter with you at a later occasion.
Alright. Tell me about the union boss, Mr. Clare.
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Please continue.
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
You go strong, silent, tall. Type. Say nothing.
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
There are 2 of them.
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the union other than the brothers?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organized labor at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Okay. Huh.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother.
I don't like how you keep referring to a medical plan as concessions, but okay.
And your opinion, detective? If I may ask. I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
I would say that I don't know enough, so...
That's never stopped a lot of people.
I know, but it's gonna stop me. I literally forgot everything. I don't know enough about this union, and as you pointed out,
Yeah.
the only information I've got going right now is the woman who's...
representing a billion-dollar conglomerate.
Yeah,
Who may have some interest in how this turns out.
I prefer not to have an opinion on these things.
Of course, officer.
One more thing, you said something happened in the elections?
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Yeah, that's ominous.
Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, but what could they do? It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Well, what happened to, Claremont?
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Oh, that's not cool.
Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the Union.
So, let's ask some other questions.
Of course. How else can I help?
You tell earlier about focusing on one priority.
I mean,
Lynching was one of them,
yeah, I think I want to go straight to the tattoos.
That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
Alright, we'll return to it later.
Better not tie the fourth day to the bat's day on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
Did you see the option there where it said, ask your mother to how did you know it's tied to the lynchings?
I mean, okay, the picture's pretty obvious. It is the hanged man. Like I
But
showed
you
her.
just, you just showed a picture on the tattoo.
Oh, no, of the corpse. I wonder if I can pull it up.
How does she know about the lynchings?
I mean, the lynchings, the dead body's been there. The news gets to know. And a couple of cops poking around, and I showed her a picture of a guy hanging.
Oh, I thought the picture was a picture of the whole guy hanging or just the tattoo?
It's the whole body.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Okay, what can you tell me about the lynching?
Quite a few things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
I can give you my badge. I can give you neither of those. I don't have a badge.
You don't remember your name either?
No, I think it's like an H something.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation. The woman doesn't like this turn of events.
Yeah, unusual medical episode. Lost my badge in the middle of it.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
Yeah. I'm not gonna tell her I got drunk.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna tell her that I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please.
You definitely don't want to.
I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world, this city, nothing.
Oh dear. Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia.
Sure. Why?
I don't even know how to respond.
The truth, madam.
I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
That's a really good point.
Ha, sympathy, and making you believe that I'm a cop.
Yes, exactly. So tell me all the information.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I simply can't share anything more until I've seen that badge.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
Okay, this is one thing that this game is difficult. Sometimes it's hard to tell whether or not I'm talking to myself.
I think you're talking to yourself.
Yeah, I think I'm talking to myself. So what kind of arrangement would that be?
I mean, favors for favors. A dirty alliance of some sort. Consider this. Perhaps she has been planning it all along. That you convince yourself into colluding with her.
Well, yeah, let's,
Pass higher.
yeah, I got another +1 for that. Doesn't always work that way.
No.
Can't be retried, so sure. Let's see what my options are.
Easy. Just offer her a favor. Like I said, nice and dirty.
There's some other way to demonstrate that we're law enforcement.
I will be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something very tangible.
You're in, but expect her to drive a hard bargain.
Alright, what's on the table?
Reports from inside Terminal B suggest it's a hub for the local drug trade. This is an open secret in Martinez. The Union controls the terminal, so it goes to reason. The company has tried looking into this matter before, to no avail. Perhaps someone with your authority and resources might turn over the right stones.
Okay, so you're asking me to link the Union to drug trade.
Or you can recover your badge. Though if I may be blunt with you, it sounds like that may be a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Okay. What's up?
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
How'd you hope it would go?
Honestly, I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchmen.
We're henchmen now?
This woman is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
Hang on, I'm just seeing what's on the table.
He doesn't let it show, but there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
Okay. You're uncomfortable with it, then I'm uncomfortable with it. Okay, I'm sorry for putting you in this situation.
I'm sure you will, Detective.
Let's get back to it.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
know something about these tattoos.
That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
So you do know something about the tattoos.
Better not tie the fourth day to the bat's day on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
Okay.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
You seem rich. Can I have some money? Then you're on a
Why,
boat.
yes I am.
Does she have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Corder Lady 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
The word "it" feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name.
I'm not gonna name her boat. How do you like it?
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
Don't know what that means.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
Not a lot of people on boats, huh?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
There is a pinch of defensiveness in her voice, but it is playful.
Wait, we're on an archipelago? Look around.
Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
Still haven't seen anyone else on a sailboat.
I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
A what?
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Ravachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
You need to make this lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich.
Oh, why? Internal voice.
Why what? Stop thinking. Take her down.
Alright. You know what? Yeah, no, I'm cool. I'm down for this. Yes, I need a nail.
Charge. You've got the guns and the ammo.
Let's talk about the economics of this boat you're on.
Oh my. The E word. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption? That I'm a member of the ruling class?
Persistent, Mundo, class wartime, baby.
No, it's a symbol of subjugation of foreign capital, the bad kind of capital.
Nah. I'm thinking about agreeing with her. Yes, exactly. Let her bring it up herself.
Detective, may I remind you that Mrs. Messier is a professional negotiator.
Then what does that say? Does it say docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A? 33A? This old proletarian haunt here. As I said, plenty of people drive boats, of all social strata.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. I know about the revolution, and it's the eel's heels.
Your synapses flash.
Ooh. Not only this, yeah, success. Okay. Okay, so which one? I don't see any other eel's heels around, or there doesn't seem to be much space left with this giant pleasure craft dog. I'm thinking the lack of space.
Oh, well, yeah, that's what I would go to.
Yep, that's the stuff.
Good thing everyone else has tiny skiffs.
I assure you, they drove quite the hard bargain for this space. But you're right. I am a bourgeois woman, and this is my long, incredibly lightweight, interminably bourgeois boat.
There is no shame in her voice. A touch of sadness, yes, but no shame.
Huh. I think I've got a handle on the boat thing.
Good.
Thanks, that's all for
Of
now.
course, Detective.
Okay. It's kind of fun.
Hey,
What? Who, me? voice in my head.
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
How come there's a word on the street?
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
Oh, they're associating this with left-wing stuff.
And yeah, no, you don't pick these things except in the decisions that you make in conversations like this.
Gotcha.
And then you can confirm with your internal monologue. Yeah, that sounds like me.
Funky style. Very funky. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
Yeah, wait.
What is this communism even about?
Failure. It's about failure.
Failure.
Yes, abject failure. Total, irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped and pissed on. Until you came along. You will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world.
I feel like you're building me up a bit, Rhetoric. I was in a drunken coma not 12 hours ago.
You alone, against every living thing, against every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class. Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers. Million-headed armies of nations and the love of your own mother.
Okay, but right now I don't know who my mother is. So that last one doesn't count.
You against the atom, the charm and the spin. Where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist.
I mean, I can have sympathies, but I feel like we should deal with the hanged man first.
Now get to work, comrade.
Alright. Opting in.
Are you opt down?
Yeah, I know I can opt out.
Oh, okay.
I opt out of being a communist?
No, of course not. I'm sorry, Peter, you're right.
I'll roll up my sleeves, I'll
I mean,
start
hell,
building.
down your
Oh
street,
yeah,
St. Peter.
get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
Wait, firing squads? Didn't say anything about those.
Too late to back out now. You can't make an omelette without breaking a few million eggs.
Well, he's got a point. Thanks, me. Oh, what is this? Okay.
So what is this on the upper left? You have a file cabinet. You have 4 intelligence, I guess.
Yeah,
Psychology.
okay, so these are my stats. Intelligence, psyche, physique,
Oh yeah, your
and
physique.
motics. Yeah.
Okay, this is kind of accurate.
And then,
Oh, you got an additional slot for your thoughts.
I do.
You were at 3, now you're at 4. When was that an upgrade?
Uh-huh.
Your bonuses from thoughts, the blue bars?
No, that's my health. That's my morale.
I thought you only had a max of 3 just
No, I've got a maximum of 4. I actually got down to 2. I got up.
my bad.
You know, I can take a lot more morale. I think your morale hit points. Hey, you too.
I
Stop
think
that.
your PC, your physiology is your health.
Yes.
You only have 1 in there, so
Yeah. Yeah, I think either one or both of them affect it. Okay, so you. How do we go? Yeah, I feel like.
shook the world, never to return again. They were right until he woke up today. Drunk and couldn't remember shit. A spiritual corpse responsible only to the call of Commodore Red, prostitutes and claws. Mazov, prostitutes. I like how that it's up there with Carlos Mazov. For him, communism is still a thing. He will single-handedly raise the commune of O2 from the oceanic trench where it has been resting, covered in ghosts and seaweed. He is the big communist builder. Come witness his attempt to rebuild communism in the year 50. I'm assuming you are he.
I have no idea. I assume so. So the problem with these is that I never know what the bonus is going to be after internalizing.
Nah, we do that. You know, quite the beauty of it.
Yeah. But yeah, sure. Let's internalize this.
This is great.
So I'm gonna get -2 to my visual calculus until that's done.
Okay.
Okay. What else was I doing? I'm still looking for the guy who.
So what are these green circle with the
Oh,
white?
interactable things.
Ah, okay.
So like inside the frame of a motorcycle in repair, and the tools used to disassemble it. Yeah. Can't get up there. Got this crane
Yeah,
thing
you
here.
better keep walking.
What is this?
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
No.
Okay, why am I looking at this wall? I'm just gonna leave.
You can conceptualize it. You can
Impossible.
what kind of meaning does this wall have?
Yeah, so these are all my
What is
skills.
the greatest?
So yeah, conceptualization is one that I can put stuff in.
Yeah, that's
I
great.
don't have any skill points though. Okay. This is
Oh, here you go. You got some stuff.
these are probably mine.
Yeah, they are now.
Hi! We're on this side of the fence now.
Are you trying to sneak up on me? Come to slit my throat in my sleep?
You seem pretty awake to me.
Apparently, she doesn't like people standing behind her back. Logic error. She's not sleeping right now.
Pig's come to take me out. Trying to snuff me out.
Are you sleeping right now?
Don't get fucking clever with me, pig. You think you're so clever.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
you don't
I mean,
know anything.
More clever than you are, little
I
kid.
just thought it'd be funny.
Psychotic.
Those. Let's see. Share some tables in by rain and rot. Bullet holes. Yeah, there are a bunch of bullet holes in a bunch of places.
And a orange bone hat.
Yeah, these are probably mine.
Can you put on equipment until that? Or?
Yes, you can. We've got equipment here.
Oh, check out the hat. I see what you can put on the bum hat.
Yeah. Increases reaction speed, but decreases rhetoric. Why not?
Oh, that's great.
Do I want to keep that? Sure, why not? That's Kumo's drug den, I think. I noticed that Kumo's drug den. What is this? Just closed door, but if you look at it suspiciously.
Yeah. You do look at it suspiciously.
Okay. Is that? I think that's Kumo's secret drug den. What's in this door?
Way to find out.
It is locked. Got it.
That'd be another way to find out.
Now I'm curious why I was looking at that wall.
There must be another way into the building.
Because you should. I mean, technically, there's always a new.
Where's the harbor gate and the guy who's interested in Oh yeah, no, I'll put it just those things. Particularly useful. No, there's just a bunch of old men playing bocce, or this versus equivalent to it.
Hello again. How can I help you?
You might be able to aid our investigation.
I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have.
Think you can help me get a corpse out of a tree?
What was my mother's name?
The corpse behind the hostel, I assume. I don't have a truck with a mounted platform or anything of that sort myself. Ask around the harbour. There might be some workers there who'd be willing to help.
You know anything about the hanging?
I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business. Bad for everyone.
He doesn't know anything.
Well, that's
The
all.
pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
Well, I'm out. Huh. Yeah, this is probably mine.
I mean, to be fair, John, in your drunken night, you could have just discarded everything you owned and just ran places across town. So yeah, I guess it could be all yours.
Let's see, wear the gardening gloves or the fingerless gloves? Gardening gloves.
No. Fingerless glove definitely much better.
It does, but this gives me interfacing, and this just gives me electrochemistry, which is doing drugs. I'm
Oh.
clean now.
Are you?
I mean, I hit rock bottom. I feel like
A rusting control panel with loose wires dangling out from the hole and this panel usually closes the waterlock, turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's
G'day to you, officers.
okay.
Well, there's the fishing village, and yeah, not really much else. Just bombed.
Okay. What do we got here? Cannot find the guy who was asking about the armor, so... Yeah, she's a gardener. Let's see. Rolling around, so that's a hostel. That's the racist. So there's a door. There's a blue door. I'll talk to you. Do you have a back storage?
Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
what's that magazine she's reading?
Let's proceed. I have some questions for you.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
I'm a cop. Can you tell me anything about this reality we're in? No, does Frit have a warehouse in the back of the Whirling Rags?
A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
This is important.
She scrunches up her face into an expression of consummate adolescent skepticism.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
Know anything about the dead body?
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so...
Do you know the man who died?
Not really.
Not really. So a little?
No. I didn't know him at all.
Thank you for your assistance, citizen. And we're done. Alright. Let's see if I can find a worker to help me get the body down. Yep. This way. Maybe I'll find somebody who cares about the armor. What's this? Alright, I'm gonna be talking to people. I should take off the hat. Or should I? What's my reactions? My reactions be this. Yeah,
to work! Right to work! Shame on you! Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do!
Scab?
Nope.
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
What exactly is a scab? Nah, I know what a scab is. Not a scab, I'm a cop.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strife?
Here to investigate a murder.
Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder.
Yeah, it's almost impossible. No, I don't want to downplay cops. Maybe you want to help me solve it by telling me who did it?
Of course, Policia. It wasn't me. You can rule me out. Easier that way.
He didn't do it. It's the truth.
Man in boots at the gate. You know about some armor?
The little boy had it good on his promise.
His promise?
To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words. Not mine.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it.
I thought you said you wouldn't be a cop. Too much work.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, the cops in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes.
So you used this to what? Scare you?
It's a minor nuisance. It's all good.
So what did you learn about this armor?
I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk union man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part.
What sort of technical stuff?
I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia.
pieces. What about the leggings?
Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
One piece is enough.
Nice and balanced. Some junior officers can take care of the rest.
Smart choice. It's only that one spot you need armored too. The one the bullet hits.
I like this guy.
Good luck if you go for those boots though. You'd have an easier time wresting the spurs off a boyadero than getting them off him.
Thanks for your cooperation.
No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way.
He is sincerely grateful he is not tracking down pieces of armor right now.
It's a strike back.
You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization.
Mind if I go past these gates?
My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open range awaits.
Then we can let me through?
I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
This is the guy who's supposed to be guarding the way?
Beneath the jolliness, he suddenly seems doubtful. If it's so simple, why did the scout leader warn you of the guards blocking the way?
Walk in?
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in.
Measurehead.
Yeah, the 2.5-meter tall Semini supremacist there. Walk right past him, then press the button to unlock the door, then go past him again, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está.
So it's actually quite difficult.
Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best Measurehead in a physical confrontation. Or you could convert to a Semini supremacist worldview. Or, maybe it actually is completely impossible.
Scabs tried converting to his worldview?
Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition.
I'm not going to best him in physical confrontation.
Sure.
Nice talk.
Nobody betrays your degeneracy.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Say nothing.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Am Sandwich. You are not in danger because you are not a threat to me.
Well, my body's not important. The police we need to get into the harbor.
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Al Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Yeah. You're right. I'm an alcoholic. but I still need to get into the harbor.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is waning.
Does this remind you of someone? The guy down there?
That fat racist over there. Next time I have to pump in some iron.
Look at my craniology. I am the pinnacle of my haplogroup. The pink blob is a bad example, even of yours. It saddens me. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Khoikos. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop culture. You will be superseded. Isn't that right, babe?
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
Yeah, you're right. Just, now I need you to let me into the harbor.
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting the other races to a great world war. Bring your troops to the Simonine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Measurehead's race theory. He would take you as one of his own. Well, not as such. What you do with the mastery of advanced race theory is up to you. You could reject the findings, sure, or accept them and become an advanced racist.
Those tattoos.
Racists are generally not very good examples of their race. I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel any doubt. Your silence betrays your inferiority. You do not have a reply. You should enter a deep race slumber. Perhaps in 4,000 years, there is need for a servile homunculus.
I don't want to be a racist. So you serve the Union, right? Okay. Oh, I need to understand his way of thinking. Fine, let's...
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Okay.
Do you?
This forward thing.
The lieutenant looks toward the harbor's electronic door, and then to you. He lets out an audible sigh.
Sorry, man, I'm not gonna take this guy one-on-one. There's no way. Don't have money or space to find my gun. We don't have backup. Yeah, no.
You are obviously a liberal, Sailite. A polyculturalist. I can see it from your love of microtechnology and your sartorial choices. Do not deny your friend the truth you have denied yourself. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile CF race cauldron of pederasty. Which one do you need education on?
Start with the vile ones.
I knew you would go straight for the vile cauldron. Everyone does. You need to first learn about Type A and B to appreciate the depravity of the chimeric races.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, it just won't make any sense.
Yes, it would seem nonsensical.
Alright, tell me about type
Type B are the unheroic races, amorphous non-competitors of the great race. The Koikos and the Vacholiers, they are mud-colored people.
better regret asking.
To an untrained eye, the Koiko appear white and pinkish, like a ham sandwich. But look into their eyes and you will see. They are of an indistinct muddy color, and so is their skin. Unhealthy, sweaty, and ashen.
I resemble that remark.
Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare and cultural domination that the grad people have undergone for drinking al rul and smoking the degenerate tobacco herb and for eating potato.
What is wrong with potato?
The Koiko, the countless micronationalities au grade, are all inexplicably obsessed with potard. The only thing they like more is dividing into microscopic ethnostates, like political amoeba.
Wouldn't he be one for ethnostates?
You don't like the ethnostates?
They are microscopic. The Semeno-Areopagite superstate will cover the entire remaining planetary crust, uninterrupted. From Holy Semenine to the Boreal Plateau of Katla. Its leaders will be the genetic epitome of the Semenese and Areopagite stock, elected by nature, not the base inner spoilage called demos. The Vacholians, halfway between Type A and the racial cauldron. Two makes to know right from wrong. You tried your degenerate little revolution, which was the single greatest failure committed by humans in our 82,000-year history on this planet.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening. But that seems a little off.
I'm not getting in a political debate with this guy. I'm humoring him long enough to get to the freaking button. What was this revolution?
The revolution came to Ravachol from Grad, in Zarath-ridden potato carts. It is literally an illness, a prion disease that leaves the parietal and frontal lobe ridden with holes. A soft, sponge-like mass of dementia, hallucination, and paranoia.
Yeah, he definitely looks like a doctor to me.
The revolution is fatal familial insomnia. A hereditary prion condition passed from the Koiko to the Occidentals. but not sexually. Probably through trade routes and potate acid, the prime component of the potato plant.
Okay, but what is your issue with potatoes?
Enough of type mediocrity.
Alright, Tom.
Those are the Simonese, the Areopagites, and the Occidentals, excluding the Maon, of course. The Maon are riddled with eczema to the point where they find it impossible to smile. They are all lactose intolerant, a common result of inbreeding. A receding genetic pool has led the Maon on reprehensible street parades. In Maon cities like Stadskanal and Vredefort, wearing wooden clogs on their feet and little green tassels on their hats.
I mean, I agree that wooden clogs are uncomfortable. Come on, man. Don't hate on green castles. Okay, who are the Titan 8?
The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the ancient Meteorans of Meteo by the golden Pisantic Sea, the Suren of Sur-la-Clé, and even the North Königsteiners, all have type A race propensities. The other large mondial civilization, the Mesk, are too yellow and oleaginous to count as a heroic race. True, they are violent and expansionist, but they have a glandular problem. Overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into their brains, making them listen to El Mariachi music and eat toxic minced meat-based food, which in turn only produces more sebum. As proven by the Maon and the Mesk, Occidental type A is in retrograde. The Simonese and the Areopagites are on the ascent. The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The Simonese are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable progenitor, unchanged since the Super Isola of Pericarnassus. Ancient brains rest in their slender skulls. The latter is perfected and adapting. Together they form the Simeno-Areopagite, or Simeopagite super race. That is all. There are no more type A races in the world.
Nature was not capable of more.
And you're also against race mixing, I assume.
Types CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured creatures waiting to be put to sleep. Your morbid interest in them worries me.
Yeah, let's not get into it.
It would be cruel to entertain ourselves with their deformities. Were there any able-bodied races you needed education on?
Oh, please tell me I got the bonus from that.
You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery, let alone solved it.
Okay, how do I word it?
You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. This clarity does not come instantly. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vacholian. Your love for disco music and venereal disease?
Okay. You know anything about this mode?
He does not so much as glance at the object.
Your kind of thing?
Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest in it.
He had nothing to do with it.
Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that.
Yeah, but you still serve them, don't you? Hopefully I can use this racism to maybe throw a wedge. If I can get him to walk off the job, that'd be nice.
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polycultural capital, something your race, naivistic communists, never did. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic.
Communism's pretty cool.
Idiotic communism is the single greatest contributor to your race descent. Everywhere around you, the fruits of its failure to challenge the world order. Individualism, rock and roll music, sexually transmitted diseases.
Yeah, you're harping on the STDs a bit, mate.
Above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? Degenerate youth culture? Rock and roll music?
Do I look like I'm part of the youth culture? Look at that face. Yes. Youth culture does not affect me.
Of course it does. You are a degenerate individualist and a rock and roll rebel. A pawn of international finance, just like the rest of your ham-colored race. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminoles race. What you need is to come to terms with extinction and never getting into this harbor.
Thoughts, Kim?
I think this racist is better than the last, but the next racist will be a really good one.
That will be the...
How do you know there'll be a next racist? Or will it be our lucky racist? Yeah. Don't ask how he knows there'll be a next racist. That's a stupid question. That'll be our lucky racist.
He will grant us 3 wishes.
Your pedomorphic friend has quick wits, a protruding occiput, and an indented zygomatic bone.
The lieutenant does not flinch.
You should keep him close. The congenital defect of farsightedness does not render him a complete invalid. He still has the use of his mind.
Yeah, no, I think I'm done for today. Well, thanks for all for watching. Don't really know where to go to from here. Other than take a break and figure it out later. I hope you all have a great rest of your day.